I have a two-part question. Please bear with me. March is Women's History Month. Can you talk about any woman in your life that inspired you? Part two to the question is, more importantly, I believe this year is the 50th anniversary of Title IX, which is very important for the equality of women's sports. So after part one, can you talk about how far we've come in women's sports and in equality, and what would you like to see to push it forward?
I think number one, it's just I have a lot of gratitude for the opportunities that I have as a woman and as a female, athlete, a college athlete. I have a lot of gratitude for the job I have as being able to work with young women and having a job in college athletics. I have a lot of gratitude, and I think to talk about somebody that's inspired me, I think one woman in my life, my aunt Gail. She's my dad's sister. She was somebody that really kind of was the first person I knew that really broke ceilings. And in growing up, she was the first woman police officer in my town of Chelmsford, Massachusetts. I kind of was at the age like 8, 9 years old when she's going through the police academy with all men and kind of the culture of hazing, and they didn't want a woman there, and all her kind of trials and tribulations, and watching how she, didn't give in to, those difficult moments where she didn't give up and she had to go against the grain and she had to push, and that opened doors for, many more women to follow her to become police officers. And that's, in recent history, that's in the 80s. You know what I mean? That's not that long ago. A woman police officer, the first one, my aunt. And to watch her have confidence in herself to do that, and she'd always, have belief in me that I could do anything, but that was an example of somebody that just, went against the grain and had to fight against and push past the stigmas, the ridicule, and really just the not belonging, the feeling of not belonging. And that now, fast forward, she's a retired lieutenant. She got a really nice pension for herself, 30 years on the force, and just somebody that I really look up to. And I think for Title IX, thinking back to, my parents, my mother's born in the 50s, and the poor woman, she only got to play JV as a senior. I said, Mom, isn't it just, if you're a junior varsity, doesn't it just like stop at junior? But, all she had was field hockey to play. That was the only sport she could participate in high school. Not that she probably would have participated in more, but she would have if she had the opportunity. And I just think like that's my mother's age, and that's one generation away of somebody that didn't have opportunities that I had. So I want to give gratitude and appreciation to those people that have fought in the past, and it's my responsibility to continue to push forward because we still have a long way to go. And the way that I give back to that, and the way that I'm committed to Title IX, and the way that I'm committed to Women's History Month is I have an all-female staff. I support and promote women. We need more female leaders. I need my players to see women role models in coaching positions and in leadership positions so they can then envision themselves in those positions. So that's one way that that I'm committed to doing, that I've been committed. As soon as I became a head coach, I knew that was going to be something that was going to be really important to me. And to just always, sometimes the raised meal gets hammered down with women, but we need to lift each other up. We need to promote each other. We need to support one another. And we still need to keep fighting to get those equal opportunities